Here's what we know for sure. Donald Trump was in fact indicted by Jack Smith's grand jury investigating the January 6th investigation. The charges were broad, very specific, and very damning. We know there are at least 6 other co-conspirators. We don't know who they are as of yet, but I'm sure we will find out soon. This is a pretty lengthy indictment, and nobody knows all that's in this indictment, but as the night goes on, we will find out more and more, and of course we'll talk about it here on TikTok and later on the Rational Boomer podcast. If you haven't listened to the Rational Boomer podcast, just go to rationalboomer.com, and there is a link there for you to find out what's happening with the Rational Boomer podcast. Now, this is a very important indictment. You know, we had the Manhattan District and we had the Florida indictment. But this one is going to cause the most stir. This is about Donald Trump involved in a conspiracy. In fact, they even talk about in the indictment him telling Vice President Mike Pence of what he can do and what he should do as far as not certifying the Electoral College. They say they have evidence of crimes in that situation, and that's going to be very interesting to see how that pans out. It'll be interesting to see how Mike Pence responds to it. But the bottom line here is what we know now, and we're learning more every second, is that Donald Trump is in fact indicted by Jack Smith's grand jury for the investigation of the insurrection. We know that he's going to be arraigned on Thursday. This is going to be interesting. A lot of people worried about violence and such. We'll find out on Thursday if the Trump-la-fucks step up and do anything, but as I've told you before, I don't expect anything like that happening. So stay in touch with me here on TikTok. I'll give you more information as I get it. And check out the Rational Boomer podcast. Just go to rationalboomer.com and you'll find a link. Tomorrow we'll have a complete look at what's happening with this indictment, at least as much as we know. So stick around and stick with me.